Top 5 at 5. Educating. Empowering. Entertaining. We are the Top 5.
Hello everyone. Happy Sunday. Welcome to the Top 5. We have Mo here again as our guest. Thank you, Mo, for joining us again. It's always great to have a male host.
Thank you, Victoria. I'm so happy to be here. I'm excited. So I guess I did something good last week.
I was gonna say
for me to be back for another week. So I'm super pumped, and I'm excited to have
you.
Yeah, of course. Everyone, please share and like. Send it to your friends, your family. We have a lot to talk about. A lot.
Good evening, Cheryl, Elizabeth, Lisa Carper. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. Thank you so much, Mo. Welcome back.
Thank you, Diani.
Yeah.
I love that you keep hanging out with us.
Yes,
Yeah.
It's always fun. It's always fun to hang out with y'all ladies. Believe me, it's always fun.
Well, we love having you here, Mo.
Yeah.
Afternoon, AZ Zulu Barnes. Thank you for coming. And Leslie Siren. She just joined us.
Hi, Leslie.
So everyone, what's going on? What's going on in your world? How is your weekend? Right? We have a long weekend, right? So how was your weekend?
So for me, it's like I'm on vacation because we have Monday, which is Dr. Martin Luther King Day. And then in addition to that, all things immigration are suspended Tuesday and Wednesday because of the inauguration. So all the offices are closed. So it's like a super long holiday for me. Hi, Kirama. Hi, Doma. Guys, as you come and like and share. I'm drinking some warm tea because I've been talking all week and I've been booked. So my throat. So today I'm having tea. But that's what's going on in my world.
For now. How was your weekend, Mo?
My weekend is not bad. Actually, I just finished spending time with my brother and his family. He said to me, like we live very close by. We live like one house apart. And he was saying to me, like, you don't spend no time with me. Like, you don't come by my house. And when I do come, it's just for me to just quickly come back to my house because I have so much going on. So I spent some quality time there with him. We did some cooking, make some coconut bakes.
Oh my God.
Have lunch together.
Mo, you're always trying to show off now. Now you're going to make some coconut bakes and you're not going to send none of us.
No,
okay, get off the show.
I have it on the table displayed.
Well, Mo, you could at least, I don't know. You could have sent some.
It's okay. I'm right across the river.
Next time. Definitely next time. So hopefully next week. And then my friends are coming Wednesday. We're gonna have an inauguration watch party. So
nice.
Jason's gonna be there. Hopefully Sonia. We're gonna have a couple of fun.
I like that. I never thought about that idea, Mo.
Yeah.
Thank you. I never thought about it.
And watch party would be nice.
How are you, Hermie?
Oh,
nice.
I'm good. My weekend was full of relaxation. I turned off the media. I cleaned and I binge watched Bling Empire. You know?
I love it. I love that show. I watched like the first 3 with Kane and them out in California. Girl, that show at first it reminds me of Crazy Rich Asians. Did you see Crazy Rich Asians?
I haven't seen that, but
no, my favorite show.
But I did mention it. The Asian world is like just full of glitz and glamour.
Like
it's a small community out there in California, and let me tell you, I was intrigued. I was like, I learned a lot of things. Even when one of the girls, Sherry, had 2 babies and she's not married, I'm like, they do that.
That was a big deal. That was a big deal on the show. For those that are joining, we're talking about Bling Empire on Netflix. Go watch it. I'm at maybe
I only watched 3 episodes.
3 or 4. That's where I am.
And I don't understand. They give the reasons why Asians, like Chinese, don't like to be mistaken for Koreans because they feel the Koreans colonized them back in the whatever hundreds. So that's why they take offense if they are Chinese and you call them a Korean.
We're gonna ask. Lisa is asking, what's the name of the show? It's Bling
Empire.
Bling Empire. Can I take 2 seconds to big up my brother in Jamaica who just joined? Rohan Bumpy, that's my brother. Hey Bumpy. Everybody shout out Bumpy.
Hey Bumpy. Hey Bumpy. Is that a nickname or Diani just making fun of you?
No. So we've been calling him that since he was maybe in his teens. And he just stuck. You know, in Jamaica, whatever happened to you, like, so he had little bumps on his face. Yeah. He doesn't have any bumps now. And he's like almost 50. And we still call him Bumpy.
Right.
But Bumpy, thank you for your blessed Sunday, my brother. I love you.
So, Diani, what's going on in your world?
All right. So I think, because of COVID, we're just home. And of course, I am all about the little gossip now. It's like I've developed this. If you had asked me before COVID what's out there, I would be like, oh, we're getting a divorce. Now you can call me and I can give you everything about what's going on out there. So it's Kim and Kanye, the $3.6 billion divorce. I don't know if you guys saw that, but Kimye looks like it's no more. And this is one divorce that I think, it has my attention because I think Kanye did have some mental health issues, allegedly. I don't know his medical history. But it seems to me like there was something else going on. So I'm wondering what, if anything, this contributed to the reason behind the divorce. So I feel sad for both. And I know they're Hollywood royalty, they're billionaires, but a part of me, because there are children involved, I don't like sad endings. What do you guys think?
I feel like I saw it coming, to be honest, right? I mean, I don't know, like something with Hollywood, guys, forgive me for this, but I feel when it comes to Hollywood and these marriages, a lot of them are very, I don't know. It doesn't seem like real love to me. I don't know why. Like, I feel like it's very, they have their motives involved, right? It doesn't feel, I never see it as something that's long lasting. And in Hollywood, you hardly see long lasting couples. I mean, except for Will and his wife, but they got some things that they're doing. So I can't really put a comment on that. But
they have entanglements.
Yeah.
Okay. But I mean, when it comes to Hollywood, I mean, Kim, she made a choice. She knew what she was getting herself into. She knew who Kanye was, and I sorry, I don't really feel. I know she said that they had a toxic relationship in the article, but I don't feel like, oh, it's that I'm sad. I'm sad for the kids because it's usually the adult's decision. And a lot of times these adults, they don't really think of the kids. It's usually about themselves. And now they're about to split up. And then these kids are going to be emotionally scarred. So I don't know. I saw it coming from the time that they said I do. So, hey.
I was hoping. So I know. But once that, if they were married, once they started having children, I thought, I was hoping for the best.
Yeah,
I was really hoping. Yeah, I was like, this looks serious. They had child number 1. I'm like, all right, child number 2. And then they kept having children. I'm like, this looks like it's good. It's a pretty serious marriage. I think it's 7 years. It lasted 7 years.
Oh, is that long?
Yeah, it's quite a bit. And they were really good friends before the marriage. That's one of the things that I liked about the two of them. They were friends before the marriage. Because he waited out 2 marriages with her or something like that. So.
I think Kim is a very smart woman, and she knows how to make sure that she's good. Okay, so on the streets, secure the bag, right?
Don't worry about her. So don't worry about her. She'll be fine.
Yeah, she's
very, very, very fine.
She'll be fine. And I think she had to make the decision to based on the toxicity of the relationship to protect her own children. As I'm with Victoria, I'm not feeling like sorry for her. She knew exactly what she was getting into. I think she just wanted to have all her kids for the same guy, so she kept having those children. But she knew she was gonna get a divorce. 90% probably they were gonna end in a divorce. And she secured her bag. Exactly.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
Well,
For me,
I'm gonna say
Top 5.
what are you gonna say more?
I'm gonna say this. Full disclosure, I'm not a fan of Kanye. I'm not a fan of Kim. I don't
Okay.
watch the shows. I don't follow them on any social media. I just feel for I'm sorry for the kids that they are going through this, but I think like with his alleged mental issues and problems, he was running for the president elections, and all these drama that followed them, and he's saying about like slavery was a choice.
A choice.
Yes, he said that in TMZ studio. So I'm not a fan. I just wish them the best, and I hope that everything works out, for them and the kids. But I think my best advice to anyone who's in a relationship, if you're staying for the kids, it doesn't work well. I know we all have this vow, like better or worse, but if it doesn't work out, please just leave. I mean, and it would do a lot better for the kids than staying in the relationship and making it more worse than anything else. I'm happy for them, and I hope everything works out well.
Right?
Selena said the mom said they're not getting divorced. I mean, that's weird to me. I mean, the mom saying, how the mom's gonna talk and say they're not getting a divorce? That's not even her place. I don't understand that.
Well, the mom controls everything. The mom is
it's still weird. It's still weird. I don't care how
I guess she's telling us, hey, they're not getting divorced. What nonsense are you saying?
She's like, girl, you better stay for 10
right?
years.
All right, people. If you're watching, you need to add some people in here because we have a great show lined up. Come on, like and share. I need 10 people to put share to their pages and then put I share in the column. Thank you everybody for joining us. Veronica, Samantha, Martin, Veronica from Grenada. How are you? Arizula Barnes, Lisa Carper, Bumpy, Janine. We want everybody to join us. We have some juicy topics to talk about. Victoria?
Yeah, so, I was going to, as Selena said again, the woman in that family cannot keep their men. So, anyways, so.
I second that. I second that, Selena.
Talking about relationships, have anyone saw the article with Star Jones and her husband saying that she knew that her ex-husband was bisexual. Now, ladies and gent, I would love to know, would you put yourself in that position of having someone who is bisexual? How do you feel about that?
That would be a no for me.
Why, Hermie?
It would be no, I have to compete with a man now. Like that would just be a no. I wouldn't. I don't know where I fit in a relationship.
Hermie, you should see your face.
How is that gonna work? Are we having threesomes and stuff like that?
I cannot.
No, I think if I'm mistaken, Victoria, if I'm mistaken, he was saying, because I think for a lot of people, sexuality is fluid. Some people are sexually fluid.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think he's saying I am with a man now and I'm with you. I think it's more of I've had relationships in the past and in the future I might. So I am not, and I'm not an expert in this, guys. Okay, so if I use the term wrong, please correct me. It's called sexual fluidity. There's a term for it. It's where you don't, your sexual orientation is kind of fluid.
Fluid, yes.
Right.
So that means he's not dibbing and dabbing at the moment. Right now, he's dating a woman. But if they did break up, and if he saw an attractive man, he would date that man.
So he doesn't date based on gender. He dates based on, like, if I meet a woman and I can easily fall in love with the woman, even though I'm coming from heterosexual relationships. I think it was that with him, so she knew about it. He spoke to her about it.
And apparently in the article they said that.
Okay, that's what you're saying. Oh, so he wasn't with a man and then he was with
No,
her at the same time. Because I was confused with
pansexual as well. That's another.
But I know we
pansexual. Thank you. Pansexual.
Biased because women do it all the time and get away with it.
And it's cute when we do it. It's cute, right?
Wait a minute. Pause. No, not all women.
I didn't say, but not all. Victoria, you know, not all women. I said women does it all the time. So it's some women. Of course, I know it's not all women. Come on.
Listen, my thought on this, to each his own. I think that sometimes people get into relationship because more than sex, probably it's just that, you know, to build wealth. I think that probably she wanted to get with him because it probably would be a level up, or probably a level up, vice versa, as the case might be. But to each his own. And I don't know, I don't know why this is news making. I don't know why. Whatever makes you happy. I
was like,
I don't get it.
That's not news. Like, it's going on right now.
I think it's definitely a personal choice, right? So when it comes to that, like for me, right, if I'm dating someone, I wouldn't feel comfortable if my man told me that, you know, he likes men too, right? Like he dated men in the past. I don't think that it would work with me, right? But there's other people that would be okay with that, right? Yeah. And I think that's perfectly fine. Let's make this clear, because we're in a world where when it comes to our choices, some people like looks down on us and say, well, that's not right. You should be for all. Everyone has a personal choice, right? For me, it's not okay. But for somebody else, it's like, hey, whatever. And in Star Jones' case, it was her. She's fine with it. And
exactly.
A lot of celebrities are fine with it.
But
I agree.
I have a question. Do you think, because I follow Star Jones on The View since the beginning, I love Star Jones. Like, I feel as though that she's very analytical, and she's just an amazing person, a joy. Like, I love her on the show. But do you think probably because the show probably like ask her to get married, or because she wants to be part of the marriage circle? I think it has more to do with that than just because he's, you know, bisexual or heterosexual or fluid or pansexual. I think it's because she was in the spotlight and she wants to get married, that she did that.
I agree, because she was approaching a certain age at that time, and she wasn't married, she didn't have kids, and I think she just said, you know something, here, I probably could compromise on that. It doesn't matter. And you've seen a lot of older women are doing that. They are compromising on those choices today.
Yeah. Or I'm not going to say compromise. I'm going to say, as professional women, when we get to a certain age, because I got married really at 36. And so when I chose my partner, I didn't choose just, oh my God, I'm so in love. You become a lot more savvy and realize it's important to be in love, but there's also the importance of choosing somebody where the both of you can build. Mm-hmm. I don't think she compromised. I think she made a great decision. And I think it was one based on life experience. Like, how am I going to get along with this person? How does the life I want, or the life I plan to live, how does this person fit into that world? So it's not just, oh, he gives me flutters. Okay, so what? Anybody can give you flutters. I think she made a very calculated decision. And you know what? I give this man credit for being honest with her, because you have those undercover people.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I give him a whole lot of credit, because he said to her, this is how it is. Lay it on the table and make she decide if she wants to eat at this buffet or if she wants to go to the buffet down the road. And I think for her, she decided this is fine with me. So who am I to step in? And Star Jones, I have a tremendous amount of respect for that woman, for her career, you know, how she's kind of reached back and dragged people along. So I love me.
Yeah, I like that too.
I love the fat Star Jones, and I love me the skinny Star Jones. I love either one.
I just love her.
I just love her.
So, Mo, what's going on with you? What's going on in your world?
Yes. So, well, you know, 6 days ago, I want to say hello to Veronica. She should give me a shout out. Hi, Veronica. It's good seeing you on. So 6 days ago, Pope Francis has changed, announced that there is some Catholic law changes where they allow women to perform tasks during Mass, and he stressed that it is not them becoming priests. So he said he made a decision because it's he see that the world is changing. I grew up in the Catholic Church. I communed. I conform. I've seen more women in the Catholic Church than men. And it is well known right around the world that there's more women than men. I do not understand why women doesn't have that opportunity to become priests or to lead Mass. I'm not I'm happy that that they recognize women in the church. But I have seen like the women change the flowers in the church. They are the choir leaders. They do so much when I was growing up in Grenada. So I'm surprised that they have not get to that point of them being priests. So what do you ladies think about that?
I think it's very sexist. So sorry,
I agree.
I mean, like the world is changing. It's been changed. Let's be real. We're in 2021 and we're changing now. I mean, women has been in high positions for how long now? So to me, it's just like, okay, thank you very much, but no, thank you, because that seems like just putting a little icing on it and or a Band-Aid on it to make it sound good or feel good, whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, if you're not giving those women a chance to even become a priest, what is the issue? I mean, it's not like all the priests are innocent. So,
and I think with this Pope too, he's more of a radical, more liberal Pope, right? More correctly if I'm wrong.
Definitely, you're right.
So a lot of people were excited when he took over what is it, more the papacy?
Yes.
So a lot of people see. Look, a Jamaican girl, may I learn? So when he took over the papacy, I think a lot of people were excited because some of the changes he made. Here's how I look at the Catholic religion, and I've gone to Vatican City and all that. I think each pope comes in, might take it a little bit further, but they don't want to push too far. I think it's going to be upon the woman and the body, the Catholic, the body, to kind of say, just like how they said no to the priests that were abusing the little children. I think it might be up to the woman to kind of step in and say enough is enough. But I think this was a step in the right direction. But I imagine he didn't want to push it too far because I think there might be still some conservative voice in the place that are saying, and Lisa is saying they're having trouble filling priest roles, so there are not enough people to become priest, it seems. And Petra said, baby steps as a Catholic, maybe one day it would change, hopefully. And that's what I think, because this Pope is kind of like, like a rebel of a Pope, kind of. So that's what I think.
I don't have nothing much more to say about the Catholic Church and the women in there. My question is, are the women saying they want to be priests? Is that even something that the women are proposing?
Yeah, for a very long time.
And they probably a lot of them are silent in this in the churches because they're women, and they're not getting that type of respect, right? So if you have that type of like law going on in a church, of course they're not gonna butt in and say, "Hey, I want to be priest." They're gonna look at them crazy,
Right.
I mean, like I was saying, my family some of my family are still, they were all Catholic in the beginning. A lot of them changed over to different denominations. So I know, some stuff when it comes to the Catholic religion. But, my thing is more so, I find it offensive when you say that a woman can't go up into the pulpit and preach, because I feel like you're trying to say that we're not good enough to do that type of task. And only men has that type of knowledge that could be in that type of position. And I just don't agree with it, So, yeah, I understand he's trying to make a change, but I feel like if you want to make a change, go full force. If you're in that position, why not go for it? Go all the way, right?
Exactly, I agree. And women have been knocking on their doors, as y'all said, for such a long time. They want the role, they want the responsibility, and there are leaders among our churches. I mean, and in all denominations. I mean, I know there are some women pastors, but in majority of the denominations outside there, the woman has been not fully in the leaders in the churches. And I think that the women, I think they need to give the women some time and let them be great leaders, because they are doing amazing work in these churches and them.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Lisa Carpa, she said there is even rumors of a female pope in the medieval times. She passed as a man. I think she said her name is Pope Joan. Never heard of that, but I'm definitely going to look that up. That sounds very interesting.
Okay.
So, Hermie, what's going on with you?
Oh my God, we are gonna switch gears a little bit. So yesterday, while I was looking at the show, this conversation on Facebook caught my eyes, and I was very, very livid to see that a young lady in Grenada went to a mental facility for help, assistance, and she was raped, allegedly. She was raped by two men. Someone said she is even an employee of the facility. She checked herself in and she got raped. And I was so upset because I am thinking, here we go as women. Some of us, some women have endured molestation and incest and rape and all these things as young girls, and you have to deal with those traumas as adults. You see women in their 40s and 50s trying to deal with stuff that happened to them in while they were teenagers and stuff like that. And so actually going for help and have to be re-victimized again, my heart just like sank. Like, what is going on? Like, what is like, I'm thinking, if you're in a facility like that, the staff will be well educated on mental issues, women issue, and men get raped too. Just victimization, and victim abuse. You should know better. That is her co-workers, raped her. Like, what are we teaching our kids? What are we teaching our boys? What are we teaching our girls? It's like all these questions came up in my head, because 3 lives is well, whole life is not ruined, but 3 lives were tarnished now because these 2 young men are going to go to jail, and she have to rebuild again, which probably pushed her back 20 years just to deal with what she was going to deal with, and then having to come and deal with this new issue. And then I did some research, and they said Grenada, my country, my beautiful island, has the worst record of rape, which sank my heart even more. I'm like, what's going on? So we definitely have a rape culture in the Caribbean, especially my little island. So I just wanted to get you guys feedback on, like, what do you think that the government could do to help protect the victims, men as well as women, and the staff and agencies, to take women stories seriously and not gawk at it and not laugh at it and be like, oh, she looked for it, oh, she was too fast. How can we change the narrative in Grenada regarding rape?
So I think first of all, it's pretty sad that this happened. I think growing up in Jamaica, the culture was, if you were sexually assaulted, if you were sexually molested, it was, you didn't want to tell anybody, because I think the culture almost blamed you. Like, people would be quick to ask, oh, what were you doing? What were you wearing? So there's certainly this culture of protecting the rapist. Nobody talks about the rapist or the sexual predator. So I think that the whole culture in the Caribbean is one of shh, shh, because even if somebody is arrested for rape, a lot of times they'll get bail. I think Jamaica recently, I'll have to check, started having a list. I forgot what you call this list that you go on. They have it here where, you go on this list for life. So I think it's sad, but the Caribbean, like you said, it's not, they don't punish or really go after rapists as they should.
Yeah, Mo, what's your thoughts?
You know what? Kudos to this young lady for coming forward, for coming forward and telling her mom about it. I I don't have no like I that is just double trauma for her. You know,
Yes.
through mental health, and then to be sexually harassed, and not by one, by two. This is terrible. I mean, I'm gonna share this. Just bear with me, ladies, because um I remember my sister being in Grenada, what we used to call the pink house at the time. I don't know if the name is still there. The name has changed.
Right.
She had. I mean, very similar because this young lady had just completed her education. My sister had just finished studies in Cuba. She came back home to Grenada, and she went into a mental this health. So when she got there, I remember going and seeing her, and she was like, that they didn't have, like, she was the only woman among all these men. So they all share the same facilities. I don't know if it's now they have different wings for women or different wings for men. And she met her lover there. They had a relationship while she was there. When it was outside of the mental health, they had a relationship. He was not a worker, but he was also a patient. But I think they need to do much more to make sure that the facilities are contained. That I think that women should be attending to women, and I could be that. I mean, that could be wrong, but they just need to be aware that just make sure that the facilities is secure. I'm just shocked that she went through that
Yeah.
that trauma.
Yeah.
And I wish that she gets a professional help that she needs, that she can like be come back and be somebody who can make a difference in society.
Different. Hmm.
But these men need to be punished. It is, and I think that the men culture in Grenada and in the Caribbean just need to change.
I agree.
It's
Yeah, I
okay.
agree.
It's okay for men to cry. It's okay for men to show their emotions, and it's not okay for men to say, like, if I no means no, and no one should be able to go and harass a woman. So I think that the men culture does need to change, and just need to educate the citizens in Grenada and the rest of the Caribbean that it is not acceptable, and there should be like really strict laws that these men needs to be probably also need mental health.
Health.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
And
men,
another thing too, like since I'm doing more advocacy and victim advocacy, like I remember I was 14 years. I was locked. I couldn't get into the house, and I was in Monge, to believe it or not. And I went to my cousin's window and I was trying to knock for him to open the door. Lo and behold, I didn't know what was going on in my 14-year-old brain, but in my adult-year-old brain now today, he was actually raping a young lady, and I grew up with that thinking that was sex.
yeah,
Because I remember she saying no, 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 pull him back, and he pulling her, and she pulling back, and she pulling back, and he, and I get emotional, like, because all of a sudden this young, she have to be in her 40s now. Like, I'm like, where is her? I wonder how she's feeling now, because she saw me looking. I was looking, and until I met this guy I was dating, and he's the one. I did something, and he said, that's kind of strange. Were you ever raped, or did you see anybody get raped? And that was rape? I thought they were just doing it.
Mm.
Thank God he's dead now. But to witness that, and to me as an adult, when I saw the story, that image came back in my head, to see somebody was getting raped. I didn't know what to do, because I thought it was normal sex. And I think in the Caribbean, we think that, leave me alone, he pulling you. And we have to teach our girls, like, no means no, stop playing. Because I know I played that game throughout a long time. Know what I mean is. Know what I mean.
No, stop. Yeah. I know
know,
what you mean.
So, and one guy was this, and he's not playing this game with, so, and so we have to educate our girls, and we have to educate our boys. And I talk to my kids all the time about no being no and yes being yes. And and put your hand in your pocket and leave. Just go. Don't play the game.
Yeah,
I love that. And what I was mentioning was a sexual offender registry. Thanks, Lisa Carpra. Hermie, do you have any numbers or resources that we can share for anybody who's
Yeah, I'm gonna put it
looking?
down in the comment section.
Thank you.
So those for in the US and in Grenada that people that victims could reach out to. I mean, she reached out. She was going for help. She was in the right place. She was going for help, and I mean, she was re-victimized by her co-workers allegedly, and have to go back into that trauma again. Who knows? She may come back now, can't even talk. I mean, I can't even imagine me going through that. In a place where I think is safe. And I do agree, Mo. Maybe women should take care of women instead of like the men taking care of the woman in those kind of situations.
Those situations, yeah, I agree. Well,
that good call, Mo. I like that one.
Well, we're going to go on a break, and we have a lot to talk about, especially about the inauguration that's coming up. So you guys stay tuned. Do not leave. Get more people on the live. Like and share, and we'll be right back.
Get something to drink.
Hey, I got some good news for you. Looking for a passionate immigration lawyer with experience that spans over 2 decades? Someone trusted that served immigrant families just like yours? Well, look no more. Now you can benefit from her personal and professional experience. Diane Winter Funding. Schedule a consultation now and get assistance with your immigration journey. Specialize in adjustment of status, B1 business visa, B2 visitors visa, consular processing, deportation defense, naturalization, and more. Give us a call today at 813-815-3529. That's 813-815-3529 or online at winterimmigration.com. Attorney Diane Winter Funde, law done differently.
We're back.
Hey, Debbie. Hey, Dion, Petra, Andrew. Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Hi,
So we have a long holiday weekend coming up. So, Yanni, what are you up to this Monday, MLK Day?
So typically I would have done a service project because it's a day of service. So I don't have a service project planned. So I think I'm just going to sit home and do nothing, rejuvenate and see what's out there. I know everybody's excited about the inauguration on Wednesday. Everybody wants to see the new administration come in. It's been a rough ride. So I think for me on this Monday, it's going to be, I don't have a service project planned. So I'm curious to see if anybody's going to go out and serve MLK Day of Service. I don't know who's going out. But I think I'm just going to do, probably start planning a party like Mo to watch the inauguration.
Oh, yeah. So Mo, tell us about the party you're having that I didn't get invited to.
that nobody was invited to.
It was spontaneous. It was just decided yesterday, because my best friend, he has been working so crazy hours. He's a frontline worker. He works at the local home. So he was like, "Hey, I'm doing something on Wednesday. I'm off. Why don't I come to your house and watch the inauguration?" So we said yes, and our good producer Lynn will be there. I'm excited.
I love it. Y'all gonna cook and everything.
And so we probably gonna have Popeyes or something and just have some Guinness and milk. But I'm excited about the inauguration because it will be a historic one. Kamala Harris will be the first one, the first woman vice president, the first woman to hold a lead office in the US. So I'm excited about that. We can't wait. I saw on social media there was some critics that were saying that they wish that she had Jamaican artists there or some Indian artists besides Lady Gaga.
Yeah, also, that's true though. That's true. I'm serious.
Because to embrace her culture, So they were a bit upset about that.
Look, I'm rolling my eyes. My eyes are so little you can't see that I'm rolling them.
I mean, Lady Gaga.
I love Lady Gaga. I have no problem with who was at the who is performing, but I was happy to saw on what I saw in the Washington Post this morning that they played they talk about her father and how much that she had spent some time in Jamaica, and she spoke about her experience in Jamaica, the cultural experience that she had, and contrary to what was said in the past that she has not embraced Jamaica, she's really and truly had embraced Jamaica because she used to go there every summer. So check out the Washington Post article about it. So I'm excited about it, and I'm excited because this was my first election voting since I became a citizen in 2016.
Yay. I didn't know
and the
that.
person, and the person that I voted for, he's gonna be he's the president. So I was supposed to go to Washington DC to make some donations. I'm not going there. We cannot go. But I am definitely happy to share it with my friends who's going to be there. So I'm excited that Lynn and Jason and Sonia are going to come along, and we're going to have some good fun.
The interesting thing, I saw something like going around. I love TikTok, right? So I know it's not a good source, but I like it.
It's an excellent source, actually.
So I saw one woman was talking about how Black people should start not going out in the streets so much. Something in the South, something about the KKK is doing a rally, and they're very upset, and that Black women should, because Black women basically made the vote when it came to Georgia, and they want everyone to stay in and all that. It's kind of scary when it comes you're in this week and you're telling Black people to stay in, and it's weird because we have MLK Day, right, Monday. And then you have the inauguration, and then you have people saying, Black people stay in because you know what? The KKK could be a problem. We don't want any of you guys going missing. I don't know. How did you guys feel about that?
We should be staying in anyway. There's a pandemic. So I feel like it's a moot topic. We should be staying in. I think, so I don't want to scare anybody, but I think we all have to be cautious. Whether you voted as a Black woman, Democratic or Republican, we just have to be cautious with everything that's going on. Lisa says we're wearing pearls and chucks. So I think we just have to be cautious. I don't like scare tactic, but I think it wouldn't hurt to be a tad more cautious.
Yes, exactly.
I don't think it would hurt. I mean, I don't want anybody to be scared like, oh, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to lock myself in my home. I think, all right, I'm going to go out, but I'm also going to be cautious of my environment and my surroundings. I don't think we need to prove anything because we saw what happened in the Capitol, right? So, and I think there was a Black man up in the. Did you see a Black guy up in the Capitol?
I was saying, where is his mama?
What?
There's a couple of Black people that was up in there.
Where is his mom? Where is his family?
Where's his auntie? Where's his aunties? Or I'm like, this is not our fight, sir.
The amount of comments that was going on that photo that I saw, I was in tears. Okay, it was hilarious because they were like, where's his auntie? Like, oh nope, his curl pattern is a little too tight to be out there with everybody. I was like, oh my god, no, they didn't. I was like, why are you there?
Yeah,
I don't know, but
I don't know, Hermie. What do you think in Texas? You're in the deep South, honey.
In Texas, do not celebrate MLK. It's just based on the company you work for. If they choose to give you the day off, they choose to. My company is not giving us a day off, so I'm working tomorrow.
What?
I don't think it's Texas only.
Yeah, it's not a 50 state holiday. Every state is. I learned that when I came here. Every state have their own rules and their own laws.
That is actually crazy.
And a lot of the people in the South do not celebrate MLK. They don't celebrate it. Well, that's what the state says. It's not a holiday. We just have regular holidays, 4th of July, Labor Day weekend, and stuff like that. They don't celebrate President's Day. They don't celebrate. There's 3 holidays, big holidays in New York that you guys celebrate that we
all
don't
the
celebrate.
Jewish stuff, all the Jewish stuff in Florida, like that's not those are not holidays either.
I find it very interesting because the post office.
But I just pretend work. To be honest, when I go to work, I sign in and I'm like, I'm off in my head.
No, it's similar. When I was in corporate America, we didn't get the day off. What they called it was a day of service. So you would come to work and like you'll get 2 or 3 hours off in the day to go volunteer somewhere. So we would go to either a food shelter or we used to go to homes to talk to kids or somewhere. So they would, it's a day of service. So they give you a couple hours to go serve and come back to work. So you were never off.
Candy said, I need to consider that this Texas thing, right, Candy? For sure, right?
I don't know. I find that offensive, to be honest. That some states are not actually recognizing it. I know, like in my state, I mean, the post office.
If I'm as a black woman, send the CEO an email saying that I think I have the right to celebrate that. He is gonna give me me when I come back Tuesday, but they're gonna if you want to, you could send an email to the upper head requesting the day off.
Okay.
Pretty
Is it a federal holiday?
It is.
It's a federal.
No, I remember they made it as a federal holiday, so I find it very interesting. I
don't think my husband works for. I won't say the name of the company my husband works for because it's a big company. They don't have the day off.
Maybe that's why
it's a normal day for him.
The South is a different place.
But my husband's company is a New York corporation.
Yeah, so they're taking advantage of y'all then because everyone's off. The schools are off.
We in the
Post
South
office is off.
Yeah,
everyone's off tomorrow.
Wow.
I think some companies, I think certain federal holidays they do not celebrate it, but they tend to give another holiday or probably like another day after that holiday. For my company, I don't think we celebrate Columbus Day, but we might get an extra day. We might get an extra day probably around Christmas. So we will probably have Christmas Eve or Christmas Day off. So I think some people, some companies kind of vary that. Yeah.
Our company we don't celebrate Columbus and we don't get no day off. This company I work for is 180 years old. Think about it. The 180 years old, they still have old mentalities.
Always.
like Candy Francis says, you need to reconsider this Texas thing.
When it comes to the storming of the Capitol, I saw a lot of comments of people there were some people praising the people that stormed the Capitol, which was very interesting. And there was a lot of people that were very upset, like myself, the people storming the Capitol. And these people also believe that they should have a pardon and not be charged because they stormed the Capitol. So, okay. Now we look back, going back in the years of, people taking a knee and how everyone judged those people, including right now, President Trump, right? That called them thugs and that they should just play football and do what they have to do because they're disrespecting the soldiers.
Right.
Now, why are those same people saying the same thing to these thugs that went into the Capitol? I don't understand, because you could protest peacefully by taking a knee to make a point, while you have these people going into the Capitol. A couple people got killed, things were destroyed. I also saw one, I'm going to call him a thug. One thug was looking at the paperwork. I think of, they were having a meeting, looking at government paperwork and just reading it and then writing all over it and thinking that was okay, saying this is our capital, this is our government.
What do you guys think about that? Yeah. The guy who put his feet up on Nancy Pelosi's desk, that was really disrespectful. So go there and just put your feet up. I mean, do you go in somebody's home and just go on a computer desk and just put your feet up and be like, okay, well, and just rummage through their stuff? You don't do that in a regular house. So why would you do that? Go in the Capitol and do that to, a high official desk and then asking for a pardon for that? You guys weren't thinking.
Yeah.
I think maybe probably they were told they was going to get pardoned or something. So they felt very confident in doing what they were doing.
And that's what you
So
call white privilege.
I don't oppose the marching.
Yeah.
Because it's their political freedom, it's freedom of speech.
Yeah.
I don't oppose that. I oppose what turned out after the jumping off the wall, the disrespecting of the Capitol. It's domestic terrorism, and I am surprised nobody's calling it what it is. It's almost but they're not calling it that because you know there's no outcry. Like people are just kind of talking, but they're not saying these people attacked our democracy. Like we are under attack. There's soldiers sleeping in the Capitol. So I'm not saying don't march because you believe your party should have won the election. No, that's what makes America great. We need to, we can march because we decided, look, this party should have won, this party didn't win. But I hated how they attacked. And I was driving the other day in my little neighborhood and they had an FBI billboard. There, I don't know if anybody have that. It was an FBI billboard for tips because they're arresting and prosecuting these people. And I see one woman, they're calling her Karen. She's asking for a pardon because she's one of those that stormed the Capitol. Poor decision. Absolutely poor decision. Poor decision.
And she was bragging. She was bragging in the video saying, "We're
very confident."
Yes, they said we're going to do this. This is our democracy. This, and that. And now you guys are being little wimps. Now, no, I'm sorry. Take your charge.
Let me tell you, I went on LinkedIn. And I was commenting on a post, and I was like, "Oh, this is white privilege." I was sanctioned. Like LinkedIn blocked me. Like they're like, "Nope." And they say your post will not be made because it's something. So I'm just saying that I'm like, this is what white privilege looks like.
It is. It definitely is. And if they pardon them, everyone's going to be upset. And that has a reason to march for. Because, if it was anybody else, just like, okay, going back to, I know it's a weird comparison, but this is just how my mind thinks. Going back to like 9/11, right? When you had, people that stormed into the towers and blew up the towers, and then they called them extremists, right? ISIS were extremists, Muslim extremists. So everyone looked at the Muslims as a bad community, right? Which was unfair, right? So now you have these people, because these people marched in and went on the podium and was praying and in tongues as Christian extremists. Can you imagine? So to me, it's just like, okay, now you guys was comparing back in the day, seeing all Muslims as bad people. And now you have these Christian extremists that thinks that, this is God's will. We're supposed to do this. I find this is just the same. And it just shows you that you have extremists in each kind of like religion, and and you can't just clump everybody together. But I think they should charge them as domestic terrorists because that's who they are, and live up to it. That's what you did.
Face the music.
Face it. Yep.
I agree with everything that you all said. Like I have been going on some Twitter fights over this Capitol thing. Like I'm sorry. Yeah, I have been like all the representatives, like all those who have fought and that contested the election results on that day. I am following them now. I wouldn't say harassing them. I'm just telling them how it is, because what I think they did was that they tried to disenfranchise the black voting, the black voters.
Yes.
These were the counties that they were behind.
Yeah.
It was white supremacy. There were so many flags that I did not know existed, that was up there. And it bothers me that people are saying that, what's about what happened in the summer? Well, I can tell you this. What happened in the summer, we all witnessed it in our homes while we were locked down. We see a police officer knelt on a black man's neck. He died. Okay? So we had to go there and we're fighting for police brutality. I was outside there in the protest. And yes, I do not condone burning of businesses. I do not condone the looting, but this happened under President. Um, I,
Trump.
I just hate to, I just hate to say
I
his
know
name.
it's hard, right?
President Trump watch. He did not. His rhetoric did not change. It was like us versus them. It was like black people or the Black Lives Matter movement against the police, against law enforcement. So he did not lower the temperature. He just inflamed it more. So what I call him is the inside president in chief. That's how I call him. So I think so. So I think I am like, I remember like when it happened. Like, I work with students. We were in a meeting, and the people were dropping off the cars. They were like, I can't do this. I cannot. I mean, I've seen my white counterparts, my white colleagues were crying. We had to send out communication to students. We had to provide resources, like mental resources. A lot of people have been affected by that.
Mhm.
You are going there with the intention to kill. You are going there to kill the vice president. You are going there to kill the speaker of the house. You are going there to kill probably AOC or those that do not share your political views. And I think that they need to be held accountable. I think that they need to convict President Trump from that impeachment. And I think he also needs to not run anymore again. And I don't believe in cancel culture, but this time I believe in cancel culture. I think it's very important for them to be held accountable.
Mhm.
That is my say.
And you know what? Think talking about the looting and stuff, but I always see that when there's an opportunity that arises, there's always going to be looting, right? So when it came to those protests that happened with the Black Lives Matter movement, there were a lot of people in those marches that were not part of it, that saw the opportunity and seized it. So, when it comes to things like that, looting is not something that doesn't happen. If you see when things gets a little heated, if they see the opportunity, they will do it. Especially when it comes to the type of climate we're in right now with coronavirus. A lot of people lost their jobs and so forth. Not saying it's a good thing to, like, something to do, but when you have desperate people, they're going to take those measures. So
Mhm.
that's how
And
I.
I go ahead, Mom. Sorry.
No, I was just I love what Lisa said. Freedom of speech is not the same thing as freedom from consequences of your
Of your
speech.
speech.
100%. Thank you very much, Lisa, for sharing that.
I agree.
I
I agree. I mean, it's going to be a rough road ahead, because when we think about it, vice president and president, both the elected incoming, they have a hard road ahead, because remember, President Trump is leaving with almost 70 million people that voted for him.
Yeah.
So it's a country divided. And at some point, our incoming leaders will have to bridge that gap. So
Yeah.
it's going to be interesting. It's going to be an interesting next couple of years, I think.
Well, hey, Deani, I had to go through that couple of years with Trump. So, hey, they're going to have to just go through those couple of years.
They gotta
No, but
deal
I
with
mean,
it.
I mean, because I don't think the Democrats weren't storming anything when we were when the Democrats were going through it. They weren't storming anything. I'm talking about the safety of the nation. I'm talking about people who think that they were robbed. Like, I'm talking about you storming the Capitol saying we were robbed. Democrats didn't storm anything.
No.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like,
just
we
took
have
our
to,
L.
because domestic terrorism is a real thing. If you look at the Caribbean countries, Grenada, for example, or where you have these civil wars, I think we're not immune from that stuff.
Yeah.
We're not immune from it. So I think the president-elect and the vice president-elect will have to make it on their agenda to kind of, do something. A country divided cannot stand.
Yeah, that's true.
I agree, but I think the unity starts with the Republicans. They have to admit that the election was not a fraud. That they have to admit that President elect Biden is the true winner. And once they admit those things, then I think the country can move forward. We just can't call for unity, and then you're not abiding by what is democracy and what is by the by the laws. And just deprogram your constituents and say, listen, we led you astray. We told you the wrong thing. yes, 74%, 74 million people voted for Trump, but just remember, 80 something million people voted for Biden. And that's what needs to be considered.
Right.
No, but
Right.
what I'm saying to that is just a huge division. It's
It
almost
is.
like the country split in the middle. Typically, when we have a presidential election, it's never that close.
Yeah.
So now the country is split down the middle, and that's not good because that's where we get like civil wars and stuff, because we have a country that is split in the middle. So that's unusual.
Yeah. Well, guys, this has been some heated discussion.
You got it started. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love talking. I love playing banter with you, Mo, because I think both of us are passionate.
I love you, Dion.
Our two
I love
political
you,
critics.
Mo.
Our political critics. Yeah.
Yeah, the political pundits that right along.
Yeah, so it's too bad that 60 minutes has went by so fast.
So fast.
And we're about to end our show, but everyone, please tune in next Sunday and join us at the Top 5 live every Sunday at 5. We have great topics, and we definitely want more people to come and share their point of views. And I hope to see you next Sunday. But thank you for tuning in.
Next
Bye.
Sunday.
Everyone.
Bye, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, and see you next Sunday at 5.
Bye-bye.
We don't have any music.